Hi, I'm Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils, and over the next few videos our aim is to show you lots of tips and techniques showing the joy of stenciling with our Sweet Poppy stencil products. Hi, thanks for joining us again with Sweet Poppy Stencils. Our aim over the next few videos is to show you the tips and techniques that we use to achieve lots of different results, and I hope you enjoy our journey with Sweet Poppy Stencils. So our basic tools that we always use are Sweet Poppy spreader, an A5 magnetic sheet. I do find an A5 is easier, but you could get away with an A4. We've got our palette knife, and then we've got our Sweet Poppy Stencils low tack stencil tape. We're then going to be using, let me move those, we're going to be using our beautiful light pink satin glitter, our Crystallina, and then our moss green satin. Now the Crystallina is the only ultra fine in the whole collection. The rest are all satin, and that means that they've been cut to a 0.004 grade. It makes them a lot finer, a lot more powdery, and I love them in this form. We're then going to be using our Sweet Poppy Stencil Dimensions translucent paste. It does what it says on the pot, it's translucent, so just remember the colour of your card will be picked up, and it can make your project a lot darker. If you're using black card, it will darken your finish. So we're then going to be using one of the new collections of stencils. So we're going to be using the Magnolia stencil, and this is one of the new ones from the 2017 collection, and I have to say it's probably one of my favourites at the moment. So to start off with, we're going to put our card, and the card has already been cut to the size that I want for my project, but you can cut it at the end if you wanted once it was dry. As you can see, I'm actually putting the stencil on sideways, and the reason for this is this area around here. It's not bridged, so it's not joined up to anything, so it's a little bit flimsier. So for example, if I did it this way and I spread my paste this way, there's a chance it could go underneath. So what I do is I rotate it on its side, I line it up so it's nice and straight, like I, and then I'm going to use my low tack stencil tape, and I'm going to apply 6 pieces. So my first one, and it's catching the stencil just at the edge, and then my second one is just overlapping slightly, and again my next one, and again I'm overlapping, and then my 5th one and 6th one, and I always use 6 pieces. So we're all set off, ready to go. So translucent paste, lid off, and I always give the medium a nice stir to make sure that it's all mixed well together. So your first, as you can see, I'm starting off on the tape. I never start on the image, and don't be scared the amount that you're going to be using, it's all going to come off. So with the spreader, and the spreader is always held in the middle, if you hold it at the end, what you're going to do is you're going to put the pressure in the wrong area, and it's going to dome it. So in the middle, we're going at a 45-degree angle across, and it's a gentle pressure. I'm not pushing it really hard. So that's my first, and again, and that's my second. And you can see quite a lot of it does come off. It's very deceiving how much you actually do use. So my tools, you could either baby wipe them. I put mine into a little bowl of water, warm soapy water that I've got by the side of me. Lid onto your paste to stop the air drying out your paste. And then I'm removing my tapes. So my sides, my bottom, and then one of my top. And then what I will do is I'm lifting up my hinge. Now normally I drag it to the edge of the table, and what happens is that then will, let me just tease it up. That then helps me lift it off, but I don't want to take it out of camera shot. So I've just teased it up. The stencil goes straight into warm soapy water. That will keep the medium then wet until you can get to it to use it. So my glitters. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the moss green first. So I'm using a little brush, and I find this the best tool for applying your glitters. So my hand is quite close and I get quite a bit of the shakes. So this way it means I can control the glitter. The lower you go to it, the better it is. The higher you go, the more of a spread you get. So if you're going quite close, gentle, gentle, gentle taps. If you bang it too hard, it's just going to release all that glitter on the brush. So because I'm going quite close to where the flowers are, I go quite close to the project. And I'm just checking, and I'm happy with that. And again, gentle, gentle, gentle taps. My mind is buzzing with all the techniques that I can do with this flower. I think it's going to look stunning with gilding and with the heat techniques, which we hope to show you later on. It really is one of the most beautiful stencils that we've got at the moment. So we're going close to it, and we're building up your layers bit by bit by bit. Not banging it too hard because we don't want to release all the glitter. And remember, don't drag your brush when you're carrying the glitter over the top of the project. Always go around it, because there's nothing worse than tapping it in the wrong place. So I'm quite happy. I've got the areas that I want, and I'm happy with that. So we're going to turn it on its side, and we're going to go in with the light pink. For the moment we've finished with the green, so we're going to start with the flowers, and I want quite a softness to it. So I'm taking it up on the brush and I'm going a little bit higher, as you can see. And this then just sprinkles and spreads it all over the place. And I think this light pink just works out absolutely perfect for the magnolia. But obviously you use whichever colour you want. There's no rules, and I think that's what I like about the Sweet Poppy stencils. No rules at all. I'm taking a little bit of green because I can see a leaf quite close to the flower heads there. And I'm just going to cover that first before we get any contamination. Now I'm going to go into the Crystallina, which is the ultrafine out of the full collection, and just adding a little bit. And because it's an ultrafine, it keeps a lot of its sparkle. So you can see, hopefully, the camera will pick up how much it does sparkle. I think with the Crystallina, there should be one in everybody's collection. It is so useful. As you can see, my pot is quite empty because it's one I use a lot. So I'm quite happy that the flowers seem to be reasonably covered. So now I'm going to go in with a bigger brush, and I'm going to take up a decent amount on my brush, and I'm just sprinkling it all over now, quite randomly. If I tip it from the pot, I find I use a lot more glitter than it is needed, because it just goes everywhere. Whereas with the brush, it just controls it a lot easier. And because my hand does shake now and again, it's just more control. Now to clean off my brush, all I do is I just give it a good old tap. I'm going back with the light pink and just going over the flowers and just making sure that I have got every little bit of area covered that I need to. There we go. So move that out the way. You could tap on, tap off, tap on, tap off, but you'd have to start at one area and work your way across, always tapping off away from the uncontaminated. But I just find this is a lot easier. So taking off and flicking, and then just popping it. And then we've got the mixture. That's going to go into my little mixture pot, and that creates a special colour all for myself to be able to use again. So as you can see, we've got all the areas covered that we needed to, and I'm quite happy with that. So what you would do is when it's bone dry, and there's a couple of ways of drying it. You could leave it air dry. You could use a hairdryer, and that's a gentle heat, so that won't change the texture. Or you could use a heat gun, but we're using a heat gun is going to bubble it slightly. So I prefer to leave it to air dry if I don't want no texture. So I've got one I've already prepared earlier, and as you can see, all I've done is I've got a tea towel, and I've just brushed over the top of it, or you could use a brush, and I've taken off all the residue. And that means that what you've had first off is a layer of glitter stuck to the glue, then you've had static glitter stuck to the glue, the glitter that's already stuck. And it's the static glitter that you want off, and that's what we've done. And then we've just mounted it onto a little backing card, and that gives us our beautiful magnolia stencil. I hope you can join us for our other tips and techniques, and hopefully we can inspire you to have a play with Sweet Poppy Stencils. Thank you.